Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the second eviction night of the All Seeing Eye 2 Double Jeopardy. And as Keaton has some kind of expletive seizure, um, we are here for the eviction between Brian and Livingston. So before we get to that, let's go to a few people for questions. We actually have the HOH here this week. So, hi Lee, how important do you think winning the HOH was for your game this week?
Honestly, I wouldn't have minded if I won or lost because I think I would have been safe.
Fair enough. And do you think that the week is going to go the way that you hoped it would?
I hope so.
But
I
you're not
really do.
you're not committing to it definitely, though.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Fair enough. Who else can we go to? Um, Let's go to Nick. I don't think I talked to Nick last week. So, Nick, you were pretty desperate to play in the veto, but ended up getting passed up in the draw. Did you think you needed to play in that veto, or is it just your competitive streak coming out?
First and foremost, I would just like to say that Lee Crimson is a rotted human being for what he just sent me. Number two, I just really like to play. I want to play in every game, and I haven't been able to play in a veto yet. So that's been kind of very frustrating for me. Um, I believe in no. Yeah, I just really like to play. I thought in 1984 I played in more, but I really hadn't. But I really like to play. And I like competitions, so I was kind of sad I had to sit out.
Fair enough. Uh, Someone else who hasn't been able to play a veto yet has been Michael. Uh, Michael, are
I think I
you?
played one either, but whatever.
I said someone, not the only person. Um, are you concerned about the fact you're not getting to play in many competitions, or is that helpful to you?
I'm cool that Lee made his target pretty clear from the start of the week, so I didn't think I needed it. But power's always nice to have. It's always nice to win competition just for like the ego boost. But I don't think I really have to care about it this week. So no skin off my back. I played the whammy comp. I lost the whammy comp. The veto probably would have done the same. So yeah, I don't really care.
Fair enough. Who else? So Gwen, we're 2 weeks into this game now. How firmly do you think that any lines are beginning to form? Do you think there are lines within the cast already, or do you think that it's still fairly fluid at this point?
Well, I think that there were lines before the game started, for one. But I think that the lines are starting to be drawn. I don't think that they are necessarily solid lines. They're more like dotted lines at this point. And things can definitely change depending on how the next few rounds go. But I don't think that there's really going to be solid sides that are like going to stay together, at least for a couple more rounds. I think there's still some people that haven't really quite decided which way they're going to go.
Fair enough. Keaton, seeing as you weren't on the last call despite being HOH, you bastard. So the first few days of this game, there were a few fairly heated exchanges, which we won't get into in any great depth, but the game does seem to have quietened down somewhat. Do you think that's people beginning to find their footing, or are we just in a lull before everything explodes again?
I'd expect everything to explode roughly every 4 days. I'm going to be real with you. This is a cast full of absolute insane people. And I just expect it to just keep fucking going. And quick side note, I wasn't on the call last time because I was asleep. So, but I just think that people are going to keep going at each other's throats as long as there are people in this game. This is not a very quiet group of people by any means, and it's going to be a lot of drama throughout this entire game, especially as we are playing a Big Brother game where drama is just spread from the fact that everyone is talking to each other at all times.
Fair enough. We have two have-nots this week, Cameron and Darcy. I won't talk to both of them because it would be a fairly repetitive conversation. But just in case Cameron's mode is going to be really crackly again, I shall avoid speaking to him for this exact moment. It's nothing personal, so I'll talk to Darcy. Darcy, so this week, the punishment for you and Cameron is that you have to declare your votes publicly on this call. Do you think that that's potentially damaging for your game, or is it something you're not too concerned about?
Honestly, I'm not too concerned about it. My vote would be the same regardless of it being public or not. One thing about it being public, at least everybody knows where my vote lies and stuff, so they don't have to necessarily ask me where I voted, if anything.
That's true enough. Oh, Billy's appeared. Billy seems a good person to ask a question to. So you were on the block that came down with the veto competition. Do you think you needed to win that?
Absolutely, 100%. I had plenty of evidence to believe that if I was sitting on eviction night next to Livingston, I would have been the one to leave. Just because there's just plenty of factors for that. So I do think that was a very critical win for me.
Okay, and if Livingston had won it and you were sitting next to Brian right now, how would you be feeling then?
I think the votes would be the same just for the way this eviction is going to work out. I think the votes would be the same, except they'd be for me to evict. Or like whatever. I would be having the majority of the votes, if that makes sense.
Okay, fair enough. And then it seems like a good idea to talk to the nominees. So, Brian, first of all, you seem to have been involved in a reasonable number of discussions over the last 24 hours. How are you feeling at the moment?
I am toast, my friend.
Are you very confident of that, or are you just concerned?
Well, of course, like anyone would. I was trying this whole time, ever since I was nominated, to get the votes. And some people felt like they would if the House was going to, but the House doesn't want to. So I feel like I'm going home tonight. I might be shocked. Maybe there's a plan. I hope so, but I doubt it.
Fair enough. And Livingston, you're also on the block. How is it looking from your viewpoint?
I was really hoping to win that veto, and when you announced it the way you did, I felt happy for a second. Then I realized this is my point. So being up is scary in like any situation, and I accidentally slept in till like 4:30 today, so I did not get the time to do this, social legwork, talking to people, campaigning like Brian did. I would like to say I feel confident about staying, but I don't want to look like an asshole if it's me tonight. So a part of me is definitely going to be nervous regardless, no matter how I think the House is actually going to fall.
Fair enough. Okay. On that note, apologies to anyone I haven't spoken to this time. I shall talk to you in a future one. I am going to go off camera to double check all the votes. Cameron and Darcy, you will be voting live once I come back on camera. Please feel free to use this opportunity to say anything you want to or give any shout outs.
I get a
Shout out
shout
to
out to
Chick-fil-A.
Gail and Gabe. So my church is canceled, so I have a lot more time to spend with y'all now.
Shout out to my boyfriend.
Shout out to the Blood versus Water cast, and it's awful.
Shout out to no one.
Shout out a somber shout out to Jonathan Penner and his wife Stacy. May you beat ALS. ALS is a bitch and it needs a cure.
Definitely.
Retweet.
Shout out to Z.
Shout out to the airport that Gwen is in.
Shout out to Z
Shout out to
Sneeze
Michael. Shout out to Michael L. Davis.
Not Michael
Don't do
Davis.
that. That's a mistake.
Why would you
You
give a
guys
shout out
want
to
me to
Michael?
look
He's on
at
the
each
floor right now.
Hi.
Shout out to Julian and Maddie.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Caleb.
Shout out to the
Shout out-
LKB cast, which is
Shout out to
mostly full of
Caleb.
terrible human beings.
Shout out to the vote that's about to murder Livingston's vagina.
Shout out to whoever was voted out first
Shout out
in this
to
game,
what?
whoever that was.
Shout out to Michael in his Wario costume. We hope you wear it for a future challenge because it's so cute.
Never gonna happen.
Shout out to my beautiful girlfriend, Madison.
At
Shout out
least
to
there's
all
a
the
video, Michael.
Not shout out to all the feet. Disgusting.
Shout out
to
to
Pete.
shout out
Brian,
to
I forgot you had a girlfriend.
Shout out to
There's a
Pete
coronavirus.
and
We hope
his.
it dies.
Shout out to Corona, honestly.
But
Shout out to Corona, guys.
Okay, everyone, go
Loving your
back on
hair.
mute, please.
Your
Shout out to
hair.
Corona. I'm ready to die.
Shout out to Z's fedora.
It's a trilby, but thank you. Right. So I have counted the votes of the 11 people who are not voting live. I now need the votes from the 2 people who are. So, Cameron, could you please let us know who you are voting to evict?
Okay, is this correctly at all?
I can't hear what he's saying. Jack, can you
Yes.
translate?
Very.
Okay. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, we're giving him 1 sec.
Oh,
He's commenting in main chat in this
Okay.
season call.
fair enough. I will accept that as he's clearly crackly. So yeah, just send it as a message here, Cameron.
You know that SpongeBob song, like beep boop beep bop boop.
I was gonna ask who's getting abducted, but that works too.
That's what that sounds like.
Boo boo bop.
Oh, look at Blake in his lab coat.
Oh, how fancy.
Mm-hmm. I
We
miss
love a
my
surgeon.
lab coat.
Okay, so Cameron, I shall read his message. Sadly, because I believe this is what everyone is doing and I don't want to rock shit, I'm going to have to vote for Brian. Sorry, dude, no hard feelings. And then, Darcy, if you could let us know your vote, please.
I am voting to evict Brian.
Okay, and with those last 2 votes, I have all of them. And so I can confirm that by a margin of 13-0, Brian, you are the second person out of the All-Seeing Eye Double Jeopardy.
You all can suck eggs.
Sorry, Brian.
It's okay. If there's a buyback, I'm coming for you, Livingston. I'm coming for you. You did this to me.
At least you made jury. Oh wait.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but you
Nick.
did.
I'm
You
not mad
did
at
try
any
to
of y'all.
you did try to accuse Billy of lying of a very serious situation, and I don't respect that. And making a
I'm
joke
not
of-
sorry, bye.
Billy lied about what?
Good effort, Brian.
Billy, I'll talk to you about it in the group call, okay?
Just PM.
At least you made
Brian.
jury. Oh wait.
Brian, you know I adore you. I'm really, really sorry.
No worries. Just- all right, bye.
Oh.
Good week.
Okay,
Oh my god.
So can
Brian
we do-
had far less to say than Caleb did last week. So yeah,
So
anyway.
who's ready for a midnight HOH?
No,
Oh,
no
Not
HOH.
happening. I'm not in the headspace for that, Nick, and you know it.
I'm very much in the headspace for a good old funky fresh HOH. Yes, the 2 a.m. Yes, Julian.
No.
Yes,
No.
Julian.
No.
That's fine for
not
me.
happening.
That's like 11 my time.
No.
Let's
I'm
do
against
it.
it.
Congratulations for all for making it through week 2. I realise
Wall.
legally stressful for some of you. So just to confirm for anyone who didn't read the message earlier, there will be an HOH tomorrow, time to be confirmed. However, you will need 2 eggs and 2 spoons.
Is it live?
It is live, yes. I don't know
So-
exactly what time, but
I would just like to say, if it's anytime after 8 o'clock, I probably won't be able to do it.
Good week.
Because
Let's do it after 8 o'clock.
So
Anytime before 8 o'clock, if it's anytime before 8 o'clock, I can't do it.
yeah, I can't.
Because I
It's
have
gonna
a
be really hard for me to
drag
make something
show.
before like 9.
I
mean-
will put something in the chat and we will work out what the majority can do.
Either way, I'm probably not going to be able to play. I have to get into drag and slam my bussy on the ground repetitively
Fair
for
enough.
$1 bills.
Fair enough.
I will
love that.
also
My God.
reiterate that I suggest you keep Sunday free.
I won't.
I can. But the rest of y'all can have fun on Sunday.
Heather has to go to church on Sunday.
I don't. It was canceled. It was canceled.
It's the day of the Lord.
Oh, okay.
Lee, don't you pay attention? It was canceled.
I don't
And
give a
then-
fuck.
No, it was
Canceled. I
seriously
canceled the Mormon
because-
church.
no.
You didn't hear?
Let me explain. It was canceled by the leaders of my church because they want people to be safe and not get sick.
Okay.
Nick really canceled a whole church.
Can I just get this done with and then you can discuss all this afterwards? There is
No.
one
No.
thing left to deal with for this week, and it's whether Lee is going to take a number on
Oh,
the
shit.
HOH.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I forgot about
I will.
You are going to. Okay.
Ooh.
So, just to remind you, the numbers are 1 to 21. You cannot have number 13 because Keaton took that last week.
Pick 3, Lee.
This is my choice, Nicholas.
Take 10.
Pick 3.
You know what?
I'm
gonna
feeling
pick
it, Tina.
Can you
Take
shut
the
up?
20.
Thank you. This is my moment. Thank you. I'm picking number 17.
Number 17.
Spread eagle.
Watch, I'm gonna not be able to play in a veto anymore.
No vetoes for you, sister. Should have picked number 3.
It's a house party.
He's gonna be like, Brian's coming back, guess what?
Oh my
No,
god.
I'd walk.
Jury buyback of 2.
I'm
For
walking
sure,
from the
bye-bye.
house.
Not a jury
So-
buyback of 2.
Okay. You have won an advantage. It is
Ooh.
not a particularly major one, but it could be if you use it well. You have earned the right after any eviction to reveal how 2 of the votes were placed.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So
A good
garbage.
vote reveal. We love the thing that took me out of Trinity.
So,
Good week.
see, I
Oh
have
my
a
God.
question about
Really
tomorrow. Should we
interesting.
put a towel under wherever we're using the eggs in case we make a mess?
Yeah,
No,
that's
don't
fine.
do it.
Awesome.
Live for the mess, Heather. Live for the
Can
mess.
I
Live
just
for the
throw
drama.
the egg immediately as the challenge starts? Like, can I do that?
That's what we
Can I
want
just
you
throw-
to do.
Can I swallow the
I mean,
egg
if you
whole?
want to.
Can I throw an egg at Z's head?
Not unless you have a really good aim from a long
I mean,
distance.
technically, I could travel down and throw it at your head. Like,
You'd have to
realistically.
find me. Anyway, after that slightly sinister turn, I think that concludes our business for week 2. So I hope you all have a good evening, and I will see several of you tomorrow. Take care for now.
No.